Okay, we're going to talk about what is the integral of a constant. So we want to talk about what is the integral of something like 5 dx. So to do this, let's actually go back and remember what we know about derivatives. So let's look at the function. I'm going to make it a capital F of x. Okay. I'm going to say, what if I start with the function f of x plus 10? What does this look like? This would be a line with slope 5 and y-intercept 10, so it's going to look something like this. And we say, okay, that's my nice function. It's a straight line. Well, now remember, our derivative always tells a slope. So what would our derivative be? Okay, well, what is the derivative of that? The derivative of 5x plus 10, the derivative of 5x is 5, derivative of 10 is 0, so we just get 5. Which makes sense, right? Because if we look at this line, the slope is going to be 5 everywhere. The slope never changes. So my derivative is going to look like this. Okay. So that tells us now when we want to work backwards, okay, so that was our review. Okay, now we're back to integrals. Okay, so now we say, well, what if we start with a constant like 5 and we want to integrate it? Well, we know anytime we start with a constant or anytime the slope is constant everywhere, we must have started with a line. And so we must have started with some line that looks like this, a 5x. Now technically, I don't know what line I started with. This is going to be 5x plus c. Because if you think about it, I could have different y-intercepts, but the slope would always be the same. I could have like 5x minus 7, or 5x minus 3, or 5x plus 1, or 5x plus 5, or 5x plus 10. And all of those lines are going to have the exact same slope, which is why we do 5x plus c. So that's our logical reason for how we find the integral of a constant. Okay, it goes back to a review of derivatives. Now we can also just do it with our rule, because you can take the integral of 5, this 5 dx, and you can say, well, this is really like 5 times x to the power of 0, because anything to the power of 0 is always 1. So you can always multiply by x to the 0 without changing anything. And now use your power rule, which just says raise the power by 1, so the 5 stays there. But you raise your power by 1, divide by your new power. So this just gives me 5x, and don't forget your plus c.